Welcome back to Sportsline right here on News Channel 5 Plus. Yours truly, John Burton. We continue our chat with our guy, friend of show, friend of News Channel 5 Sports and News Channel 5 Plus, the great Jonathan Hutton from Titans Radio on 104.5 The Zone. He's in Atlanta, working Radio Row as we get ready for Super Bowl 53. Jonathan, when you look at this game, the Rams versus the Patriots, you know, the Patriots, I really like the fact that that Belichick is able to adjust to his personnel, and he's been doing that for a long time. You know, they lose Josh Gordon to a suspension, really their stretch the field deep threat guy. So you look at Brady's stats, I think 58 of something like 54 or 58 of the 64 passes he's thrown in the playoffs have been 10 yards or less. They're using a short passing game. They're relying more on their running game with Sony Michel and Rex Burkhead and James White with the screens out of the backfield and stuff like that. And they're not really taking a whole lot of deep shots downfield. They're just it's kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts with their offense. Great job by Belichick adjusting to what he has. And like I said, he's been doing that forever, no?
Yeah, no, they have. And their ability, what makes them so difficult is you're mentioning the game plans and adjustments. They can go into a game and decide if they want to throw it 40 times or if they want to run it 40 times. And in this league, that is true balance. It's not necessarily 50-50 on run pass. They have a balanced offense top to bottom to where they can match up against the defense they're going against and truly find those one-on-one matchups that Tom Brady can address at the line of scrimmage and exploit. And I thought that Tony Romo did an excellent job of pointing some of that out in the AFC Championship game broadcast on CBS. I thought he was fantastic. And you can kind of get in the mind of a quarterback at the line of scrimmage within that New England offense. They want to check the run to the right, run a counter, and they do variations of it. They ran 6 different run formations on the opening possession against Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. And it's not all downhill runs, and it's not all outside zone. They sprinkle in and match up different things, and then the very next week they'll come out and throw it to James White 6 times on 9 plays on the opening possession. So they mix and match so well that you have to be sound in all 3 levels of your defense in order to compete against what they're going to do over the durations of 4 quarters. And really, the key to it all is in pass protection for Tom Brady. Even though he's getting rid of the ball quickly, he's also had very good protection over the last 2 months or so.
Sure.
And it all stemmed from the game after when they played in Nashville. The Titans got pressure on Tom Brady, and that offense was not in sync, was not in rhythm in any way, shape, form, or fashion. They couldn't run or pass. And since then, they've been able to shore up that interior front.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Tom Brady. He said, he told ESPN there is a 0% chance that he will retire no matter what happens on Sunday. This guy is all in on trying to play until he's 45, which I think is amazing. And watching him this week at the media avails, Jonathan, boy, he looks as laid back and as confident as I've seen. He's got that look in his eye like he knows something the rest of us don't. I think he feels real confident that he's going to get that 6th ring.
TB12, that's what he's got that no one else has. And, you know, I marvel at it because there has to be a different feeling getting on the bus, getting back on the plane the next day after a Super Bowl loss for New England. Forget about the wins for a moment. Consider last year. They lose to the Eagles, and, you know, they didn't play it all that well. They threw a pass to Tom Brady, and it just kind of looked awkward. And I don't know, you get where I'm going here. They did not perform well. They get on the bus, they fly back home. And my guess is the flight back home wasn't great. I mean, no loss is, especially when you lose a championship. Sure. But they get off and they get in their car and they immediately think to themselves, yeah, we'll be back next year. Right. We'll be back next year. And how many teams, coaches, people within the organization anywhere in any sport can say that? Most of them will think, we just lost on our opportunity to win a ring. And I think the Patriots, when they get done with a loss, the motivation is to not only get back to win it, but they know that their season starts in the AFC Championship game. Gronkowski, I mean, they've been to 8 straight championship games, and Gronkowski was like, yeah, you know, we're kind of used to this momentum and then all the hype. Now we're just doing it on the road as underdogs. And they have played up this underdog role to a point where I think it's been the driving force for them over the course of December and January.
Yeah, by the way, Jonathan, and we're talking with Jonathan Hutton from Titans Radio on 104.5 The Zone. He's in Atlanta covering Super Bowl 53. I will be there on Friday through the rest of the weekend. I'm not buying this underdog stuff. Now, you know, this whole Brady, everybody thinks we suck, we can't win. Nobody thinks that. It's just the majority of people are just sick of seeing them win. It's Patriot fatigue, just like it's Golden State Warrior fatigue, just like it's Alabama football fatigue. But listen, it's working for them, and they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are. And think about it from this perspective. When you win and win and win and win, you're number one constantly. You're expected to be there. The thing is, you will latch on, I think mentally as a competitor, you will latch on to any rivalry or any motivation you possibly can to twist your mindset in a different direction. That way it doesn't get lazy.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what happened here. I felt like they were clinging to the old talk, like the Patriots aren't the Patriots anymore. They're banged up.
Right.
They don't pass protect very well. They can't move the football down the field. Brady's 41 years old. This is the year where we're really going to fall off the wagon. Defensively, they're not the same. And, there's strife between Brady and Belichick. I think they gravitate to that talk because it's new. And in a way, it's refreshing for that locker room to actually get motivated. Belichick can stand in front of the team and actually say something different for the first time in years. And I think that has been the motivating thing, is they're hearing a different message. And it's refreshing. They're like, oh, this is new. Let's actually get behind this.
Right.
Not like they needed it. They're already a sound locker room. I just think it's something new that they'll get behind and actually run with, and I think they're doing it well. And I'm with you. They're not underdogs in any way, shape, or form. But Brady had a crowd of 60,000 people at Gillette Stadium chanting, "We're still here."
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Every Patriots fan in attendance was chanting, "We're still here," and it's like, guys, you never left. You were in the Super Bowl last year. I don't understand how they latch onto it the way they have, but it has worked, and I won't be surprised if they're still chanting that on the podium Sunday night.
Jonathan Hutton is our guest. All right, there is another team playing in this game, the Los Angeles Rams, and what a job Sean McVay has done, all of 33 years old, leading to this team to the Super Bowl, non-call against the Saints notwithstanding. Hey, they won the football game, so you have to give them credit. And it's so funny. You look at a guy like Jared Goff, Jonathan. 2 years ago, we thought, oh, this guy's a bust. And Jeff Fisher leaves. In comes Sean McVay, and he's one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. To me, the key is going to be controlling the clock with their run game. I don't know how healthy Gurley's going to be, but obviously my twin brother there, the bowling ball, C.J. Anderson, can certainly tote the rock. We may see John Kelly Jr., the former UT star. Do you feel like the Rams need to control the clock with their running game, or can they, can Goff go 4 wide and wing it to guys like Robert Woods and some of those receivers they have?
Well, they're going to have to play clock control, but I don't know if that's the pace that really benefits them.
Yeah.
Because what they want to do and what they do so well, it's not like they go out and score on these 60-second drives. They're not the greatest show on turf either. Mm-hmm. But McVay wants to get Goff to the line of scrimmage quickly because McVay is analyzing what he sees defensively, and he's delivering the message to the headset before the 15-second mark hits on the play clock.
Right.
So if you're going to get to the line of scrimmage at 15 seconds, you're not going to utilize the entire play clock. And their offense is set up to where McVay and Goff work in tandem. So that's one thing that I think plays against the whole time of possession, milk the clock, because they want the young quarterback to be able to communicate with his head coach. And they do a very good job with that last week or 2 weeks ago, notwithstanding, because of the crowd noise at the Superdome. So I think that's one area. Gurley has to be healthy in this game. And with the knee injury being what it has been, it's changed up their run dynamic a bit. C.J. Anderson's done some really great things, running more inside zone as opposed to Gurley's outside zone. But it's Gurley in the screen game that's so dangerous that they don't have that element of right now. And it leads Robert Woods outside on the screens to do everything on his own. When you have the threat of Gurley, I think Robert Woods is more effective on the opposite side of the field. They're going to go 2 tight ends a lot. So I'll be interested to see the matchup with Patrick Chung at safety when they do that against Higbee or whoever it might be. There are some intriguing matchups in this one, and I won't be surprised if it's a fourth quarter game, John. I'm expecting that on Sunday, because I think both teams are primed for the moment. While the Rams don't have a lot of Super Bowl experience in that locker room, I think only 4 players have played in one. What they do have is a moxie about them and a confidence. And I think if Gurley is healthy and you get Gurley involved early to prove that knee's going to be okay,
right?
I think there will be a swagger to them that will keep them in this game.
Obviously, defensively, the Giants have proved, and to some extent the Eagles last year, if you're going to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, you have to get pressure on him, usually up the middle through the A-gap, and get him off his spot and get him out of his rhythm. Do you think guys like Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald are up to the task on Sunday?
Yeah, Aaron Donald's going to make some plays, even when he's double teamed. And the Patriots are going to double team him a lot, if not every play. But Donald led the league in sacks with 20.5 for a reason. My guess is he's double teamed on practically every play on those snaps. So he's going to get that. He's going to get pressure. He had 87 pressures on the season. But Ndamukong Suh is the X factor, because Suh will be one-on-one on right opposite Aaron Donald. And he's the one that has to be disruptive and be that force inside. If the Rams can create that pressure up the middle, similar to the way the Titans did, they've got a chance, because Brady will be off his mark. He'll have to move off that pocket a little bit. His feet get a little antsy, and the throws are not pinpoint, as pinpoint accurate as what we may be accustomed to when he's sitting back there. And look, he hasn't been sacked in 90 pass attempts in the postseason. Hasn't been sacked once.
Wow.
So this is a Colts-like offensive line performance in the postseason by the New England Patriots, where their veteran quarterback isn't even being praised. So the pass rush is imperative. Dante Fowler Jr., who joined the Rams after 4 years at Jacksonville, he needs to be disruptive off the edge. There are some one-on-one matchups up front that the Rams have won during the regular season against opponents that they have to win on Sunday if they want to stand a chance against Brady, because otherwise, when Brady's just standing back there, he will find the weakness in your defense. He's known for that. And you mentioned the quick passing. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, make one motion, and know exactly where he's going with the football. And that's where the Patriots are the most deadly.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's why you're the GOAT, Jonathan Hutton. All right, I appreciate you jumping on, my man. Go back to your parties and your jet setting and all those wonderful things. I'll be there this weekend. Hopefully I'll see you. I don't know if I will, but save some for me, my man.
I will see you this weekend, and I'll also be at the game. Are you going to be in the building?
I will be. JB will be in the building. Yes, sir.
Nice. That means I will see you on Super Bowl Sunday. I can't wait.
Man, I look forward to it. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, John. Thank you.
All right. That is the great, and I do mean great, Jonathan Hutton joining us from Radio Row at Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. When we come back, we're going to switch gears and talk some hockey. Robbie Stanley of NHL.com, who covers the Predators, will join us, talk about the second half for the Preds as they come off the All-Star break, and what's going on with Austin Watson, suspended indefinitely again by the NHL. Stay with us. We're back after this.